The El Paso Processing Center is closing down because it's not receiving funding from FEMA. This is the second processing center to close in Texas thanks to Biden. Then again, I hear nothing but crickets from Veronica Escobar and Dan Crenshaw. Either way, the illegals will leave. The state of Texas will do whatever it takes to secure its borders and to protect its citizens. This is Dark Star 44.
Joining me now is Robert Almonte, former U.S. Marshal, law enforcement consultant, and retired deputy chief of the El Paso Police Department. Welcome, as always, to you. What do you make of this move? More land for Trump with these mass deportations coming?
Yeah, well, good morning. And this doesn't surprise me at all. You know, out of all the border states, Texas is the state that has been most proactive on trying to secure our border. That's under the leadership of Governor Greg Abbott. So it does not surprise me at all that Texas is willing to assist the Trump administration in doing all they can to, number one, secure the border, and number two, to assist in deporting the extremely dangerous undocumented migrants that are here in our country. So I'm not surprised at all. And I think this is something that needs to happen.
Should we be also asking the question, though, why didn't they offer up this land to President Biden?
Well, I think the short answer that President Biden would not accept the land or would use it for maybe housing these migrants that are here and not even looking at deporting them. I mean, we got two completely different administrations. We have President Biden basically under his administration. Our border was not secure. And that's the reason why President Trump and this administration is going to be dealing with all these extremely dangerous migrants that are here in our country illegally. So it's just apples and oranges what's going on here.
As I mentioned ago, this land, at least some of it, was used by the cartels for trafficking. How exactly, since you've been there and seen it firsthand?
Yeah, well, that area is notorious for Mexican cartel activity. They actually have cell groups operating in Starr County and along McAllen and other border cities and throughout the United States. But there's a heavy presence of Mexican cartel activity just south of the border as well as across the border in Starr County. And they're involved in drug smuggling, human trafficking, any criminal activity. So that's been going on for a while. So that's the other thing. I think by having a heavy presence of federal authorities there in this area when they use it as a detention facility, that's also going to cut down on the Mexican cartel activity in that area, I would suspect.
Yeah, just having the presence there. So then it becomes logistics. And I'm curious, how do they deploy deportation facilities, or they place these strategic locations in places to try to deter more activity? What does that look like? And how soon might we start to see some of that be erected?
Yeah, I think it's going to look exactly like what Texas is presenting with the offer to use Starr County. I think you're going to see more of these facilities in other states near the border. Other states, I think California may be a little bit more difficult, but I would suspect Arizona, you'll see another location similar to this one in Starr County. And basically, these are going to be staging areas. Where what I suspect is going to happen, there's going to be mass roundup throughout the United States involving federal agents, task force agencies, going after the worst of the worst. And I think that's where we need to start before we start talking about deporting just undocumented migrants that are simply here illegally. I think we need to focus on the worst of the worst, like Rende Aragua gang members and these other criminals that are committing murders, and such as the Lake and Riley case. So I think that's what's going to happen. I think this is going to happen when President Trump takes office.
Yeah, well, it's a big move. Robert Almonte, as always, I appreciate your time, sir. Thank you.